we'll see what MNM are going to be able to do heading into this one. Whether they're going to be able to pull this one back for themselves. RGP, sorry, is going to be starting off with a smoke grenade, a flash, and a high explosive grenade. So going all out on those projectiles.
To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, we woke up tomorrow and found a CS:GO update that adds an RPG to the game.
Like a mini game.
Can you imagine RPG in double doors down mid on Dust 2 at the start of a round? That would be sick.
Oh my god, that'd be
just
so
blowing up the
glorious.
doors and then it's just completely open. You can spot the CTs rotating.
Yeah, you can just imagine the Reddit threads, can't you? Call
Yeah.
of Duty meets CS:GO. Oh god, it would be.
Oh, wow.
Well, RGP, sorry. I can't stop saying it now. It doesn't even need an explosive as he takes that one with the USB. Shig gonna storm in onto the bomb site, takes out Cutie as Aussie goes down. And that is gonna be the bomb down on B site. Is there anything that MNM can do about this one?
Well, let's wait and see. This is an awesome position from Stanley. Expected the rotation to come in, but still somehow gets fragged by the infused man in JT. He's got control of checkers, and they've got to search left and right for these T's looking to defend the bomb site. It's going to be off to lead that defense, and CPR gets one as well. 2 kills for Shig, 1 for CPR, 1 for Arf, and good looking game, as that was definitely a good looking round from them, and they've won the pistol, and let's hope that MNM can make their way back into this, and we don't see a repeat of what happened on Dust 2.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if they're going to be able to get themselves together here. Obviously, first round going over to GLG yet again. That's going to give them that advantage as we push in. And already Arf grabbing too is going to be taken down by Aussie, but he's going to be very happy with that start. MNM, though, not going to be too happy. CPR going to finish off Aussie in the middle of the map. And it's a 2 versus 4 already. Make that a 1 versus 4 as JT, the last man remaining, is going to be in a whole heap of trouble right in the dead center of the map. He's going to look to do any kind of economic damage he can. Going to peek in, but just gets taken out through the wall. Wreck, smelling him clearly, knows exactly where he is.
Yeah, really good stuff from Rek to be able to flank from behind. And he got the frag with the submachine gun as well, and that will give him a small financial boost as opposed to if it was the player with the AK-47 killing him. And to no surprise, MNM failing the Armor 5.7 buy in the last round, so they're going to have to go for a full eco this round. They'll most likely lose it. They'll find themselves 3-0 down, and they'll just have to buy up come round number 4 and just focus on winning their first gun round.
They certainly will, and we'll see if they're going to be able to pull that one out for themselves. Obviously, a sort of half buy coming out from GLG, but they're going to be that's going to be more than enough for them to take the round. Obviously, no armor or anything on the side of MNM, just those silenced USPs. We'll see if they're going to be able to silence their opponents with them, but it's certainly going to be a difficult one as the A site has already been taken. Shig going to grab one with that high explosive grenade, and the CTs are rushing across the map, but they're going to be taken down. Arf already grabbing one. Can he turn it into a second? Has that Galil, but can't quite connect the shots. And again, just missing out these shots. Arf finally takes him down. Only on 25 HP as Shig takes down Aussie, and that is going to be JT. Last remaining member goes down to Rek. And just a very standard anti-eco round there.
Yeah, MNM will still be disappointed that they couldn't kill more of these GLG players, but unfortunately one of them does have a small issue, and just before we go into this all-important first gun round, he wants to restart his game, hence the pause. But yeah, in general, Molotovs and Marshmallows, they've not got too much to work with financially. We might even see some FAMASs come out, but all in all, they need to put an end to the GLG bank that's been built just by winning the first 3 rounds, and need to, of course, get their first round on the scoreboard, because not only does it give them a boost on the scoreboard as far as the game's concerned physically, but it'll do them a world of good mentally too.
It certainly will. We'll see if they're going to be able to get themselves back into this one. They certainly need something, some kind of divine intervention here to get the ball rolling, get them onto the winning side, and we'll see if the AWP in the hands of Vertigo is going to be enough. Obviously, we do still see the Galil and that SMG on the side of GLG, so slight advantage coming in for MNM, but obviously, if you take a look at the state of their armor, the state of the amount of grenades they have, it's still going to be looking shaky. I feel this round is going to be a lot down to how well Vertigo is able to use that sniper rifle and try and open up the map for his team and just give them that man advantage, because it's something that they desperately need at this point.
Yeah, very interesting to see. I predicted a few fallacies because I thought MNM would be interested in some more flashes, maybe the odd Molotov here and there to slow down their opponents, but instead they've gone only for smoke grenades. No helmets, of course. They know it won't make that much of a difference up against the AKs, but if they end up facing Stanley or off, it very well may be a decision they live to regret. And right now, Vertigo is the man with the AWP, just floating between short and mid, looking to find a first frag, but it's going to be Cutie to get on the scoreboard. Out comes the USP. Off goes the face of Wreck. Shig returns it, and that will leave things at 3-on-3.
It certainly will, and well played by Cutie to try and pull this round out for his team. Vertigo manages to find another one, and suddenly Molotovs and Marshmallows look to be in a good position. We'll see what Shig and CPR have to say about that one, though, as they head towards this A-bomb site, checking every corner oh so carefully. But JT is here. He's got that M4 in hand, and if he can just line up those shots, he will be able to take down the remaining two members. But it is so tense right now for Shig and CPR. One wrong step and they will lose this round, and that's going to get MNM back into this game. And JT already finds one. He's looking for the other. Bomb is down. He's going to get caught out by the frag grenade. He comes through the smoke, and JT takes him out with that M4, and that is finally a round in favor of MNM, and hopefully some momentum.
Yeah, I mean, Shig had a Molotov. I'm surprised that he didn't use that Molotov to flush out the MBK corner that JT was hiding in. What surprised me even more was when you don't flush it out, you've got to at least check the corner. And they made their way onto the A-bomb site. They didn't even bother checking the corner. And then JT did what JT always does best. So really, that just came down to some significant individual errors from Shig and Co on the GLG side, and that lost them the round. If they had killed JT, they would have planted the bomb, maybe even planted it for main, get some decent after-plant positions, and it would have been a very difficult 2-on-2 retake, considering Vertigo had the AWP.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're going to be able to, obviously, as you saw, take the round from that one. Cutie already down to just 33 HP. As Shig hiding out at Squeaky. I know they called it Sneaky there.
We call it the Jehovah's Witness door now. Did you see the post on Reddit?
I did not see.
Oh, I'll show it you later.
I'm out of the loop, clearly. But we are going to see Cutie finally manage to get Wreck down. And this is the second time we've seen Wreck go down as the first kill. So not up to the same sort of standard as of entry fraggers as we saw him on that last map. Obviously, Dust 2, one of his better maps, and it's going to make it a 4 versus 5 for MNM, and they're looking to try and extend that, but Vertigo doesn't quite connect the shot as CPR takes down JT. Vertigo going to trade that kill back though, and he's looking for more. Shig and Stanley doing work though as Shig finally goes down. Vertigo looking for more, but he's going to get taken out, or is he? The shots aren't connecting, but Ozzy is the last CT remaining. He's pushing in, but he's going to get taken down. Off grabs that one with the AK, and that's going to be another round for GLG.
Yeah, I think Vertigo's going to be a little bit frustrated that he had to do so much work there, especially considering how many teammates he had around him, which in the end proved a bit ineffective. I think Ozzy was a little bit late to the party as well, and even though Molotovs and Marshmallows won the last round, that's what happens to you on the CT side. You won one, you've got to capitalize and win the next one, otherwise you end up ecoing again. And GLG now with a great opportunity to storm into a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, absolutely, and Stanley grabs that one up with the AWP. Cutie gets completely taken out with that frag grenade. And that's going to be a pretty easy round. Stanley does go down though. Shig only on 3 HP as well. Can Vertigo do anything with this? No. Arf can just completely deny that one. Finishes off that man as he pushes forward onto JT and finishes off the round. I mean, they managed to take down Stanley, but the AWP is just going to be picked up by Wreck. So not too much economic damage even really done there.
Yeah, well, I would have liked to see MNM maybe push around, like push around the B bomb site, push through A main together using a pop flash, stick together, you know, work as a team, especially when you're only on pistols. Just sort of like add your firepower together.
Hashtag squad.
Yeah, kill a terrorist and maybe salvage an AK or leave yourself with something to work with. That's exactly what they're going to do now. Actually, they need to try and frag Stanley, but no, he's going to be the man fragging them, looking to make it 3. Off goes Big over towards the A bomb site. And these P250s really proving inefficient, but at least this time around they forced a rebuy out of CPR unlike last round.
They certainly did, and I mean, at least they're getting a couple of rebuys here, but it's just not so far enough for them. And I mean, just look at how much cash is in the hands of GLG.
Because GLG could lose this round and they'd still be able to buy up again and continuously apply the pressure to their opponents.
Absolutely, and it's such a difficult situation to come back from when you are this far behind. And QT, though, going to be able to find that AWP shot onto Shig, so he's going to be able to open this round up for his team. But are they going to be able to follow it up? Yes, he is, as he gets one while full blinded onto Arf. QT is looking to try and pull this round through for his team. Vertigo, actually, with the auto sniper there.
Oh yeah, Vertigo's used the auto sniper for years. He's known in the UK scene for his auto sniper antics, but unfortunately not managing to get a frag there. They've got to be careful though. JT in a pinnacle position to be effective, but he's not going to. Rek gets the AK kill, and now Paint chimes in with one. Ozzy comes from behind, and MNM finally win a round, and hopefully they can build on this.
Yeah, and take 2 AWPs away from their opponents as well, so not only going to be great for their economy in that they got a bunch of money, but also they're going to be able to essentially steal that money from GLG in those AWPs. So $10,000 there, stolen away. They're going to be more than happy with that one as they head into the 9th round. 2-6 on the scoreboard. Are they going to be able to win this consecutive round, though? Are they going to be able to get the ball rolling and start to pull themselves back in as Rek gets taken down? RGP clearly wants to, but Stanley going to trade the kill back across onto QT.
Yeah, very surprised that GLG went for the double AWP approach. Obviously, one was Rek getting boosted onto boost to see what he can do at mid, and Stanley was the guy headed towards B. They've spotted JT in the MBK corner, but they don't really have to worry about him over on the A bomb site right now. Both Molotov and Marshmallow players, Vertigo and JT, stuck on completely the wrong bomb site. They're going to have Arf to try and decimate first at mid as he looks to hold them off from rotating, and the bomb will go down on the B bomb site.
Certainly will, and JT going to be trying to do what he can. He needs to wait for his teammate, though. He's going to be able to grab Arf. He's going to turn it into a 2v2. But still, Vertigo not quite near enough as Shig manages to take down JT. He needed to wait for Vertigo to get there. They needed to push in together. And now Stanley going to be taken out. Vertigo managing to out-AWP his opponent. But he's deciding this isn't a duel that he wants to take against Shig. Going to hold on to that AWP. Look for an exit frag, but as you can see, Shig going to be running to the other side of the map. And they're both going to hold on to those AWPs for the next round.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Bunch, when you said they should have gone in together. Shig was in a great position in checkers. If Vertigo had showed himself first, he would have been able to spot that player that he killed, where he killed him, and then it would have ended up being a 2 versus 1, and Shig would have been able to come in with the more versatile rifle and take out the final terrorist as the bomb ticked. But instead, the timing was completely off, and right decision in the end, in my opinion, from Vertigo to just pull out and save the AWP. But unfortunately, QT and JT here really, unsurprisingly, only pistols in their gloves right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to be the case for them. Obviously, QT with that Desert Eagle, we've seen miracles happen with that weapon before. We'll see if he's able to pull anything out. Obviously, did work with the AWP. It's kind of like it's like the pistol version of an AWP. We'll see if he can use it, but unfortunately, CPR not going to be able to last too long as he goes down to Ozzy. Vertigo looking for someone with the AWP, misses his shot though.
Really unlike him, and maybe this is a sign of a little bit of tilting. We all love a bit of tilting in the UK scene, but here we go. Flashes lobbed left, right and centre. Molotovs going in. Arf looks to go big, and him and Shig definitely do. It's 3-on-3 now. Smoke's being put down to shield these good-looking gamers from the CTs looking to retake the bomb site. Great kill from Stanley onto short. He's going to now hold main. And this should now be a very simple hold up against these CTs with only pistols.
In theory, but QT is looking to debunk that theory with the Desert Eagle. He's not going to be able to, though, as Arf finishing both of the remaining CTs off with that AK-47. And they're going to secure themselves their 8th round as we head into round number 11. And honestly, we're in a very similar situation to where we were last game. 8-2 on the scoreboard. I'm pretty sure this was a score we saw last game as well. And as we head towards that halftime mark, it's really starting to slip away from MNM. And if they can't pull it together right now, they're going to be knocked out of the tournament altogether.
Yeah, definitely. It's the lower bracket. You have no breathing space, no room for error. When you're in the upper bracket, you can afford to lose a game because you drop down to the lower bracket. You can still somewhat fight on. But if MNM do end up losing this, I have no doubt in my mind that they won't be pleased with losing it, of course. But QT hiding in what we call the cheeky corner. He's going to get 2 massive kills with a USP. Bomb will get picked up, but still can't see it getting retaken with just these USPs in hand.
No, he did manage to do some work at least for his team, but he's not going to be able to finish anything off. Rek is underneath him though, and RGP goes down. Rek going to grab his 2nd kill of the round as well. And Vertigo, the last man remaining, trying to do what he can, but that USP is just not going to be enough. Rek grabs up his hat-trick to round out that duel, and they're going to grab themselves the 9th round.
Yeah, pretty simple so far for GLG.
Yeah.
And again, the bank's looking good. Meanwhile, MNM, you know, it's worrying when you start seeing FAMASs instead of M4s. Interesting to see JT and QT really buying up helmets. I guess so late into the round, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. And I think GLG know exactly what's coming here, or do they? JT pushing him through that smoke, boosting himself on top of the boxes, gets 1. But that's not actually going to work in favour of MNM. Right now at a 4 versus 4, it's in favour of GLG, and they get the man advantage as well, and the A-bomb site in a blink of an eye suddenly becomes theirs.
Absolutely, and this is the kind of thing we've been seeing all series between these two teams, and Shig again going to take another one. QT finally manages to trade that back Stanley with the assist. QT grabs his 2nd, but it's not going to be enough to take the site back, or is it? RGP has something to say, takes 1 down. Can he grab the kill onto CPR? He's only on 12 HP. He just needs 1 more bullet to connect. Is he going to be able to find it? He might be able to clutch the round. He does! And that is finally... Oh, no, he doesn't have time to defuse. Doesn't have the kit. He's going to go for it. Oh, he grabbed the kit.
Picked it up, yeah.
Maybe he's got time.
Don't worry.
I can't hear the bomb timer.
Yeah, nor can I.
So I'm like, maybe he's got time. Maybe.
Yeah.
But they get it. They've got the 3rd round. They've somehow pulled it back, and now, I mean, they need to get some consecutive rounds. They need to try and damage the economy of GLG, but honestly, when you're this close to halftime anyway, you're just going to be getting rounds for the sake of getting rounds. It's not going to get you that much momentum because you're about to be reset.
Yeah, the best MNM can obviously hope for right now is 9-6. And I'll tell you what, if they do manage to get 9-6, it really won't be catastrophic if they win their T-pistol, and that's a step definitely in the right direction. Vertigo changes position from truck at 8 all the way over to mid, and we could very well see a sniper battle now. Vertigo versus Rek, and Vertigo will completely execute him off with Rek's head. And now Molotovs and Marshmallows finally with something to scream and shout about, on something that they'll hopefully start to work with.
Yeah, and Aussie going to be looking to extend that one as he's sneaking through. CPR and Arf expecting this one. Arf certainly isn't, as he's facing the wrong way. He's on 50 HP. He has that sniper, though. Can he turn this one around? He's not going to be able to. Vertigo finishes it off with a hat-trick for himself. 3 kills with that AWP that round. And Molotovs and Marshmallows are going to be able to get another round in a row, and they finally force an eco coming out from GLG.
I love how Paint, RGP, like his first name's Roger. So he's got an M4 Hot Rod, and he's called it an M4 Hot Rog.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yesterday we were casting a game, and there was a player with a butterfly knife, and he called it Gillette Fusion.
Nice.
that one definitely cracked us up.
Not a sponsor in like asterisks at the side.
I'm not sponsored by Gillette, lads.
No, but we'll see. I mean, I ended up buying a skin because I'm hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
I bought a Vulcan for my AK. Little did I know, I already had a tag on it. It's named Osama bin Laden. So whenever I'm on terrorist side, I'm full terrorist. But Stanley going to be going down there. Arf now, the last member that's still full terrorist here, and he's going to be going down to JT. A headshot coming through there with the M4. And Molotovs and Marshmallows really getting the ball rolling here. They might just be able to make it into that 9-6 scenario that you were talking about earlier. And this could be them pulling themselves back into this game. I mean, just a few rounds ago, the score looked dramatically different at 8-2. And now, suddenly, they're looking pretty good in terms of pulling themselves back together. And hopefully, they'll be able to pull this through to a 3rd game in this series.
Yeah, MNM should be able to do it. They've got so many Molotovs to work with defensively. and the smokes as well. That's why I love the Molotovs in CSGO. They add a completely new dimension to the game. But oh my days, JT has crept through the door area. See you later, Rex. See you later, Stanley. And where the hell is Arf? Arf is actually in A main. And JT snuck past him. Deary me, they were millimeters away from each other, failed to get the frag, and he went into T-spawn and went massive, but finally, Arf returns it. And now, 4 versus 3, MNM should still be able to hold these bomb sites, but who knows with how this game's gone so far.
Yeah, Aussie finally manages to take down Arf. Can they turn this into anything? Shig gonna go down as well. CPR, the last man, falls. RGP picking that one up, and as you say, JT went huge that round. Pulls it out for his team, and MNM managed to turn it into 6-9 as they head into half-time. And those last few rounds were just so needed for them right there. They had to pull those through, and they managed to get themselves back onto the scoreboard. So should they be able to win this pistol round heading into the second half, they're going to suddenly start to look like they're back into this game.
Yeah, it's good to see JT on the scoreboard doing well as well. On Didos too, I think he ended the game with 2 or 3 frags. So this is more like the JT we're used to seeing, more like the JT who used to go big back in Infused once upon a time against some of the world's best. But right now, MNM, they know how crucial this pistol round is. They lose this and then go on to lose the next 2 rounds because of the economy. Before you know it, good-looking gamers are at 12-6, and it will be an uphill struggle for MNM. They win this pistol, capitalise on the next 2, and it's even Steven, and honestly anyone's game.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see if they're going to be able to pull out this pistol. Arf going to get caught out by that molly, but he's not quite in it. And that's going to mean they don't quite force him out of that corner. He's going to be able to protect it and immediately takes one out for it. CPR going to follow up in Arf's footsteps. Aussie does go down, though, as we see them push in towards the B site. They're going to be able to get this bomb down at minimum right here. And CPR actually gets taken out by Aussie. A nice headshot coming through from him, and they turn it into a 3-3.
That was a big gamble for Aussie to go so aggressive like he did towards CT spawn. Now Aussie, he doesn't even need to peek. Just hide behind the boxes, mate, and wait for a wreck to come to you. Leave the bomb ticking. But no, he doesn't care. He doesn't care, exactly. He gets the frag. And GLG, they were the ones with the upper hand at the start of this round, and they're going to be kicking themselves. They completely over-rotated all their men towards the A-bomb site when they hadn't even spotted the bomb.
A beautiful play there from MNM, and they're going to be able to get that crucial pistol round. And now you can see all of the SMGs coming out here. 2 umps coming through, and a couple of Galils as well, or a Galil and an AK. With these big guns, they're going to be able, or they should be able to, I don't want to jinx it, take this second round as well. Shig going to do what he can, but he gets taken down by Aussie. And QT actually taking a decent amount of damage there. But with the 4 versus 5 situation they're in, with the economic advantage, they should be able to pull this one through. But Arf manages to grab the kill onto QT. Aussie peeking while still reloading there. Doesn't manage to connect the shots onto Stanley. And now they start to push in towards this B site. They've changed their mind again. They don't seem to know which way they want to go. They're waiting for the pick, waiting to try and open up one side of the map.
Yeah, there's the one of the wall of smokes that we see quite often on Cash. But hello, look how aggressive Arf is going. But no, Vertigo decides to lock straight onto him. Easy headshot for him. And now they're going to stampede straight towards this A-bomb site where good-looking gamers already have men rotated. Wreck with the 5-7 is going to manage to take off the face of Vertigo. But the question is that one kill going to be enough for Stanley & Co? It's CPR now in a 1 versus 2. He's lacking some significant firepower. But if he can somehow find himself a weapon, then it might be doable. But no, Molotovs and Marshmallows decide to track him down. 1 Galil, 1 UFP. In the end, just proving too much for little old CPR to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, with this last eco going to be coming through for GLG, this could well be the equalizing round for MNM. They've pulled themselves out of the dirt from 8-2 to 9-9. Well, I don't want to say it too early, but with the look of the scoreboard, with the look of the weapons, they should be able to grab this one as they all push in towards this B site. But there's 4 members around here. Shig going to be able to get one from behind here. He's looking for RPG, but Wreck is going to be able to be taken down. Vertigo grabs 2 for himself. And 2 CTs remaining. They're rotating over towards this B site, and Vertigo smells her out. He knows somebody's going to be coming from behind. Stanley manages to get one, though. Can he turn this into the double? He's not going to be able to. JT finishes him off. And now it's just off remaining. Is he going to be able to do anything with this P250? He's looking for Vertigo. Vertigo caught with his pants down. Looking the wrong direction. And off. Manages to grab himself a weapon. He's got an AK. Can he take on JT? That's the question. He's searching around for the last remaining terrorist, but JT finds him, and he's going to take him down. That's going to be the round for MNM, and that's going to be the equalizer.
That was close, and I think JT's going to be slightly fuming with Vertigo, letting off flank like that from behind. I'm not quite sure what Vertigo was watching. I think he was watching towards CT spawn whilst JT was planting the bomb, and he was watching towards the upper area as well. So not much they could do. It was only 2, but no way he should have gone down like that. And of course, he's now been forced into rebind an AK-47. And good-looking gamers, this is their first gun round. They've now finally got to make it count. Vertigo getting caught.
Stanley is making it count.
Great play from both the GLG players. And in the blink of an eye, sure they lost the pistol, sure MNM capitalised on the next 2, but they really are delivering the goods now with just rifles.
They certainly are. CPR taking down QT. RGP, the last man remaining, he's heading towards the B site. But honestly, in a 1 versus 4, it's going to be tricky. Does manage to get one onto Shig. CPR. Oh, no, it's not going to be enough.
CPR was really low there. I thought if he could just make that into a 2 versus 1, hide behind the boxes and then get the plant and just hold from there, then it may have been doable. But no, good-looking gamers not giving up, and Molotovs and Marshmallows, there we have it. Sure, they won the pistol round. Sure, they won the economical battle at the start of the game, but all it took was losing 1 round when they invested really heavily like the last one. Now they're on pistols again, and it looks like they're going to try and split towards the A bomb site. A few people towards the door and a few people pushing out of A main, and that smoke from Vertigo should land towards, I believe it's MBK.
Well, we'll see if they're going to do it as JT pushes in onto the site. Smoke's going to go down to try and protect themselves, but Rek manages to grab 1, as does Arf. Arf actually grabbing 2, but goes down to RGP. Now Rek on 10 HP looking for anything. But it's going to be only RGP remaining now. He gets taken down by Stanley. At least, I mean, they got the bomb down. At least they got some cash out of it. But
I bet you Rex kicking himself. He was just watching Vertigo plant the bomb whilst he's reloading his weapon. If I was him, I would have just pulled my knife out and gone and shanked him. But, yeah. 11-9 right now in favour of GLG. And if Molotovs and Marshmallows lose this one, that's when I'm going to start worrying for them, because it'll be 12-9. They'll most likely be forced back. Oh, to be fair, knowing them, they'll probably try and force buy it up because they won't really have much of a choice. But I don't know. Let's see how it unfolds. They've got a heck of a load of Molotovs. They're heading towards the A-bomb site or towards mid. We'll most likely see a Molotov go towards Sandbag so they can try and clear it out. And that's a great entry frag from QT. The head of Stanley chopped off. And now the defense for the good-looking gamers has to be split and spread out.
It certainly does. And I mean, so far they have been doing a decent job at defending these positions. We'll see if they're gonna, or at least they were doing a much better job of it on the previous map. Obviously, MNM have managed to pull themselves back in, but Aussie getting incredibly low. Shig going to be going down though, and that opens up this B site. Can they push in though? CPR going to be looking to put a spanner in the works. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to right now as they push in onto the site. They may just be able to get this bomb down. GLG need to regroup. They need to do this as a group of 3. They can't afford to just go in one by one.
Yeah, for sure. And second you say that, CPR peaks on his own. I mean, it looked like it was only CPR who was really dedicated to the cause to try and retake. Meanwhile, the others hadn't even caught up with him. And now they're being forced to fall back, regardless of how low Aussie is, regardless of how low, to be fair, QT, JT and Vertigo are as well. In a 5 versus 2 situation with a bomb planted on the B bomb site, so many corners to check, so many hiding spots, they basically have been walking into their death. And we have a game on our hands. It is going to be 11-10. Fair play to MNM.
Yeah, absolutely. Managing to... I mean, this is a completely different squad to the team we saw last game. I mean, well, it's not. They are the same people. Yeah. But, I mean, on Dust 2, they were just in shambles. And here, they're managing to actually pull some rounds together. And they seem to be much more coordinated. And, I mean, in that last round, GLG... looking similar to how MNM looked in the first game. Just miscommunications come out. I mean, you said yourself, CPR peeking on his own while the rest of his team just weren't really going to commit to the site. And I mean, that's just straight up miscommunication there between the players, but off managing to get the opener onto JT there.
See ya, JT. Yeah, that was, yeah, I think JT will be disappointed with himself getting caught out with the molly in hand. And to answer back, MNM wasted no time running straight into this B-bomb site. They found the key and they've cracked it, and they're going to plant the bomb. And now it's crucial that GLG retake this bomb site together. They've got one man who's rotated from mid, but that man is now dead. It's Wreck through the wall, though. Stanley straight into the back of Aussie. So close to getting a second onto Cutie as well. But they've both got AWP Bunch, and they have to pull out.
They do indeed. They do not want to throw away that cash. But what a shot from Stanley through the wall. That was so close to being a second as well. That would have been beautiful, but that is going to be...
I think he would have checked his computer for an aimbot if he managed to get the 2 in a row. Like, lads, what's going on?
Gets the second one. Immediately you see Vakban come up at the bottom left.
Oh, dear.
That is going to be 11-11 on the scoreboard. Molotovs and Marshmallows going to be able to even this game out. And as you said at the end of the last round, we have a game on our hands for sure here. Molotovs and Marshmallows really pulling out all of the stops to stay in this tournament and pull themselves back onto the scoreboard. It's 11-11. They're looking to make the series 1-1. What are good-looking gamers going to let them?
Well, we'll have to wait and find out. Sure, Stanley and Arf still have these AWPs that they say from the last round, but I think it's important that the players with the pistols stick close to him, because if one of them dies, then they'll be able to pick up the AWP, be able to recycle it. We don't want to leave it just on the floor, but no, the guys with the pistols are going to get completely abolished here on short. Vertigo and the one and only Mr. Roger Paint chiming in with a kill apiece, and Stanley and Arf, once Shig goes down, should just aim to save these AWPs, honestly.
Yeah, QT is going to be going down. Shig finishes him off, but trading that one across. And yet again, Stanley and Arf, the two savers, I guess, just holding onto those AWPs every round, trying to keep hold of that cash. Arf is going to finish one off with that P250 headshot. He's looking for more exit frags, but in the meantime, RGP is sneaking around behind. But Arf knows he's there. He's not going to be able to connect the shots, though, and that's going to be one of the AWPers going down. Stanley, however, is well away on the other side of the map, trying to hold on to this one. Is he going to be able to, though? That's the question, as Vertigo is in the area. He's not going to be able to find him in time.
No, I feel like Stanley, after he got that P250 kill onto JT, that's when he should have just fallen back.
Called it a day, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He got a bit too greedy, and it gave Paint time to realise what was going on, rotate all the way down short, and then flank him from behind from CT spawn or the mid connector. So right now, Molotovs and Marshmallows determined to take us to a third map. And right now, I won't exactly put money on it, but if they win the next one, I might do. At 13-11, the game will twist in their favour, and GLG will most likely try and force a buy. It'll be pretty low, but right now, you can tell how tense it's getting. They're taking their time, MNM. They don't want to make any harsh decisions. They want to make sure that everything before they execute is calculated and that they win this forthcoming round.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this round is so pivotal for both of these teams. Whoever gets this is going to have just such a superior economy to their opponents, and Stanley is going to open it up in style. Gets the shot onto Aussie, and that is going to be looking pretty nice for good-looking gamers. 4 versus 5 now. Stanley going to be trying to find more. He's looking. I think he did actually tag JT with the AWP there, but not quite going to be able to finish off the shot. Or finish off the kill. I mean, he finished the shot. But JT actually trades it across. Gets it with the AK. So Stanley can't quite finish off that man, and is going to be taken down for it. And now the bomb is traveling over towards this A site. There is one man here. Shig going to be doing what he can. 3 members pushing in, but he's completely smoked off, and he finds 2 of them. But he goes down to Vertigo at the same time, and now it's a 3 versus 2. Good-looking gamers having the man advantage. Cutie's going to go down, and CPR goes huge with the double spray.
Yeah, I don't think they would have had enough time to actually plant the bomb there in the first place. And one of the reasons why that worked so well with the nade was because it was actually Stanley who threw a nade over towards boost at mid earlier on, which put Vertigo down onto around 50 points of health. So really good prediction from him to throw that nade, and right now it's getting tight. GLG, they won the round. They can afford to buy up again. And MNM, being on the T side despite losing, can just about afford to mount up a few AK-47s, buy up some smokes, some Molotovs, some flashes, and they're looking to take the game to GLG. It's back and forth, it's tit for tat, and that's a lovely headshot coming out from Rex straight onto the face of Paint. They've got to be careful because JT is boosted up here at mid, and he could take Rec by surprise and get revenge.
See, this is the Rec that we saw last map. This is the Rec that they need to come out here, but he's down to 3 HP.
The second you say that,
I know.
the caster's curse.
I know. Sorry, I'm sorry, Rec. I'll stop talking now, but it is going to be almost a 4 versus 4. Rec only just surviving, but now it's a 3 versus 5 as Arf takes one down. He's looking for more, but ends up going down himself, and Ozzy, the last terrorist remaining. He's going to look to try and get the bomb down. He does manage to get one onto CPR. Stanley has arrived on the scene as well, and Ozzy going to try and get the plant, but CPR should be able to finish. Oh, Stanley, sorry, should be able to finish him. No! Gets turned on. But Rec arrives on the scene, finishes off that last terrorist, and defends the round for GLG.
GLG, they want to put an end to this game. They're like, we won on Dust 2 fair and square, and MNM, we want to go have our tea now. We're not going to let you take us to a third map. And MNM, this is it. This is breaking point for them now. I mean, even if they lose this round, they really need to get a bomb plant so they can mount a similar buy. We've got the Galil coming out from QT as they look to make their way towards this A bomb site. The smoke came in. They're just making sure that JT didn't creep in and stand on top of the boxes like he did a few rounds ago. But that nade from Shig, not doing too much damage. It didn't do as much damage as I actually expected it to. Only did 1 HP onto Ozzy and 5 onto Vertigo. So at the moment, it's honestly anyone's round, and it's Rec to get the first frag of the round again. And if Shig can get another, this might look incredibly good for GLG.
It certainly might, and heading towards, it looks to be the A site, but they just don't seem decided. And when you're already down one man, it's so difficult to try and make these aggressive plays, and they need to try and get a pick on someone, even up these lineups, and Stanley is going to be the one that gets picked here, down in the middle of the map. Ozzy taking that one for himself, and now that it's a 4v4, they can start to be a little bit more aggressive, but Vertigo pushing forwards could be in a bit of trouble. Rec is looking over towards him, but he looks away just as Vertigo peeks out. And now this could be an opportunity on towards this A site, but as soon as I say that, they decide to back away and head up towards vents.
Yeah, straight into vents they go in, and it's probably the right decision, because as soon as they come through vents, they can send some people through checkers and some people around the other side and try and surround these CTs. But no, they're all going to put their eggs in one basket and head straight into B. The head of ARF completely obliterated, and they're expecting CPR in the upper area. Paint knows 100% for sure that he's there, but we couldn't hear. Oh my days, the clock runs out, and GLG 14-12. I completely neglected the time. I forgot about it completely because I was so focused on the round.
I was confused when the round ended there. I was like, what happened?
Exactly.
Was it a rage quit?
MNM are going to be kicking themselves. They're fortunate because they saved a lot of weapons from the last round, but they can't afford another mistake like that.
No, they definitely can't. They've managed to cobble together some kind of force buy here. The Tech-9 going to be on JT. Honestly, I would have given one of the rifles to JT. He's been one of the players that's really pulled it out for his team. Well, he's going to be there with the Tech-9. We'll see what he can do with that pistol, whether he can pull anything out for the Molotovs and Marshmallows. But it is incredibly tense for these guys. Good Looking Gamers going to be very happy with the position they're in right now. Should they lose a round, they should be able to go for a straight up rebuy regardless. So with just 2 rounds to win, they're certainly feeling comfortable. We'll see if they're going to be able to secure it, and immediately they're going to try and prove me right as Stanley, Shig and Rec all pick up a headshot with those M4s, and RGP and Vertigo, the last men remaining. It's going to be a tricky one if they're going to manage to pull anything out here. They did get one onto Shig, but I don't know if that's going to be enough for them to pull out a round.
Well, that's hopefully a step in the right direction. Vertigo headshot onto Arf, and I think him and Paint have realised now that that could be the B bomb site empty. or if they do head towards a B-bomb site, there'll only be one person, one last line of defense there, and it's going to be CPR in the upper area. Again, bomb has been dropped. Vertigo, no time whatsoever to pick it up and even try and plant it. But of course, Stanley didn't let him. Stanley killed him, and at 15-12, this is it for GLG. MNM, they've got to force up everything they can. For me, I think they're going to be very disappointed with how this best of 3 has gone for them overall. But good-looking gamers, they've definitely surprised me. They've come in, they've been prepared, they've been on point. You can tell they did a bit of death matching before this match, and let's see if they can take it 16-12.
We'll have to see. Obviously, MNM, everything on the line for these guys right now, and Stanley already picking up to just destroying the dreams of MNM right now is JT and Ozzy, the last men remaining. JT already down to half HP with that AK-47, and he goes down to CPR. This looks like it's going to be the game unless Ozzy can pull out some kind of miracle here, but Rec is not going to allow that to happen. That is going to be the second game going over to GLG, and that is going to be the series taken by GLG.
It is, so congratulations to GLG. They're going to continue and progress through the lower bracket. Meanwhile, commiserations to Molotovs and Marshmallows. They've been knocked out.
Unfortunately, I mean, I feel like if we'd seen that Molotovs and Marshmallows that we saw in the second map, in that first map as well, that definitely could have been at least a 3-game series. I mean, the second map was so close between those two teams, and Molotovs and Marshmallows went to, honestly, a pretty awful start. The logo's the wrong way around.
Yeah.
It was Molotovs and Marshmallows went to a pretty terrible start. I mean, they were at 8-2 at one point, but then somehow managing to pull themselves back in. But I really feel like the name of that game was just momentum. Whoever was grabbing the rounds managed to keep on snowballing that